Hello, third grade. This is Miss Bobbitt here, and today is our last video before the summer starts. Where we'll be reviewing day 10, June 5th, 2020. So let's get started in packet 6, guys. All right, so we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do packet 6, day 10, June 5th, 2020, and it is the last day. All right, so our class schedule for today, we're gonna go over our vocabulary section when we answer questions 6 through 10. We're gonna go, during our reading, we're gonna reread how SOOLs form, then pick a paragraph that explains why SOOL is important and it should not be wasted. For writing, we're gonna create and compare contrast of the school year and the previous year and also send a letter out. For math, we're gonna check the temperature. And for science, we're gonna read soil erosion and go for a walk and observe soil erosion near you. Okay, let's get started. So our vocabulary, like I said, we're doing 6 to 10 on the context clues, finding word meanings activity. So let's start at 6. My grandpa will doze during television shows. He watches when he is tired. So what Miss Bobbitt likes to do, I kind of like to think about what the word is before I even see the answer choices. So what do you remember? We actually had this word during our on our vocabulary list when we were in the classroom, and doze means to be sleepy or tired. So I'm going to be looking for a word that talks about being sleepy or tired. Cheer, B, nap, C, discuss. Yep, our best answer choice was to nap. Cheer would not be correct. I like to cross stuff out. Cheer would not be correct because my grandpa will cheer during television shows. It does work, but doze doesn't mean cheer. Discuss, yeah. Well, our clue was tired. Clue tired is at the end to tell us what it's all about. All right. For the next one, it says, the curious puppy emptied the bag while he sniffed around looking for something to chew. So the curious puppy, what is think about what curious means before we move on. All right, so let's look at the answer choices. A, problem puppy emptied the bag while he sniffed around looking for something new? No, that doesn't sound right. Or C, an happy puppy. I mean, it does sound okay, but it doesn't really make sense to why he was sniffing around looking for something new. He is interested. He is interested. So our best answer choice was B. Something new, something to chew. Let's say something new, but something to chew that's looking around is going to help us find what interested is. All right. Each day, the spring, there is a slight increase in the temperature until summer arrives. So a slight increase. Think about what slight means before we move on. Because if we wouldn't say in a sentence, there is an increase in temperature. So B wouldn't be correct. In a bright increase, it doesn't really, brightness cannot, I mean, it can increase, but not with temperature. So our goal is to look at temperature as a clue and increase as a clue. So our best word is small. For number 9, the tower will topple if it has too much weight at the top. So let's remember what topple is. All right, guys. So A, pounds, B, grows. These both do not make sense. The best choice is fall over because it's talking about a tower and then the weight is too much. Weight is too much. So that is a clue for us as well. For 10, the students who put their best effort will be included in the celebration. The students who put their best effort. So we have A, attitude, B, hard work, or C, completion. I'm going to cross out completion first because that doesn't make any sense. Attitude or hard work. Those are your best answer choices. So let's put it in. The student who puts the best attitude will be included in the celebration. The student who puts the best hard work will be included in the celebration. Effort is an action. It's something that you have to do. So I'm going to pick B, hard work. Not saying that attitude doesn't work. I'm saying that hard work is the best option. All right, so we're moving on to reading. We're going to reread how SOOL is formed. We're going to pick the best paragraph and explain why SOOL should not be wasted. We're going to pick the best paragraph that explains why SOOL that Soul should not be wasted. Sorry, guys. All right, so I'm not gonna fully reread the article. I just wanna like skim through it. So for me, I just look at very like the first sentence of the word. So I'm gonna underline the first sentence of this. Dirt or soil is really important. Ooh, I remember in that paragraph, they were talking about why it's important. And then, okay, the only things can be support plant life. I'm gonna underline replacing soil takes, ooh. So this means that this paragraph, this third one is probably all about replacing soils takes a long time. Ooh, this one is talking about how soil is from minerals. And this one is talking about how soil is erosion because it's talking about how the wind and rivers take them from one place to another. This is talking about broken rock. So I like to underline in weather and climate. So that's going to talk about the weather and climate, so soil development and the size of soil particle differs. And this is going to explain why. So the paragraph that does the best for me, and I'm going to highlight it, is the first one because it is talking about how soil is necessary for life. Without soils, plants could not grow. Animals that rely on plants could not live. Soil is full of pure gaps. So it's pathways to called channels. This allow airs and water to pass through. So this talks about the importance of soil to everyone's livelihood on the earth. So soil is so important that this is the reason why we do not want to waste it. So the first paragraph on how soils form is the best answer choice to that question. Moving on to writing. For writing, you're going to set up your writing by comparing the contrast chart of the school year and previous years. Think about what you enjoyed, didn't enjoy, what worked and didn't work. Then write a letter to your new fourth grade teacher about your wants, what you expect, and what you need for your fourth grade teacher in the school year. So this is all about reflection. This is all about reflection. So I really don't want to put my answer choices in there. I'm just going to talk. I don't want you guys to copy what I'm going to say because I'm not sure how your year was or how, okay, so what have you enjoyed? Did you enjoy maybe science? Did you enjoy your teacher? What did your teacher, think about exactly what your teacher did to help you enjoy learning, or what did you enjoy? Or you can talk about what you learned that was really cool. Ooh, that time, our field trip was pretty cool. So you can write about the field trip. Field trip, that's something that you learned. It's something that worked. What worked with what your teacher was doing? Like, how did she teach you that made it like click? Like, did she use visuals? Hands-on? So what was the same? So maybe every year you do enjoy learning and every year it works. So you talk about what's the same between this year's and that year. And then you talk about what didn't work. What's not going to work? You could say sitting with my friends because you might get distracted. So that's you. You know that if you get distracted and you sit with your friends that you might not be on task and it's hard for you to stay focused, or then you might have some disruptions because you and your friends are giggling. So that's something that you can write, or you can write actually like the teacher wrote too many things down. The teacher only used words to teach us. I needed hands-on things. So you're going to talk about what works. So don't feel bad but this letter is for your fourth grade teacher. So don't feel bad if you are talking, because this is going to help our Ashley us. So if you have some critiques about how we could have done something better, our third grade team will look at that and take that into account and make sure that we're working towards bettering for the next grade. And then for fourth grade, your teacher could know like, okay, this is how so-and-so learns. I'll make sure I sit him here because he says sitting in the front seat is what helps them learn and stay on task. So for writing a letter, I just wanted to have some tips out first. So it needs to have a greeting. Your greeting could be hello with the comma, hi with the comma, good day with the comma, but it has to have a greeting. And it also needs to be, and then you have to say, hello, fourth grade teacher. You have to include the teacher. You don't know exactly who you're going to get next year, but you can say, hello, future fourth grade teacher. It also needs a goodbye. Like many people end their letters with sincerely or with love, best regards. So make sure you have a goodbye and make sure you're sending in the letter to actually somebody. All right? Those are just my tips for the letter. I'm not going to write my own letter because I really want you guys to use your own mind and to, I just want to see what you guys come up with without any directions, or not directions, without any like sample from us. All right, so for math, we're gonna how to tell the temperature. Let's look over this anchor chart. I'm gonna make it a lot bigger so we can just look over it together. So we're gonna use a thermometer today. We're gonna read thermometer pictures. We're not using an actual thermometer, but we're just gonna be reading the pictures. For a thermometer, you use the top. The top is when it gets hot. When it goes to the bottom, it gets cold. For water, for Fahrenheit, this is only for Fahrenheit. It freezes at 32 and the room temperature is at 70, sorry. So water freezes at 32 Fahrenheit and the room temperature is at 70. I do not have what it is for Celsius, but you can also read Celsius by looking at how looking up and down on the side of the thermometer. So usually on the thermometers, Fahrenheit is on one side and Celsius is on the other. So on this one, Fahrenheit, Celsius, and they're all on the same side. But I did beforehand, I created some lines because when you are doing your temperature, it's kind of good to create a line to see where your temp is starting or where it's at. So this temp is stopping or over here, and I know my temperature is going to be above 60 because my line is above 60. Remember, as it goes up, it gets warmer. As it goes down, it gets cooler. So 60, and then I have a dash right here, 61. And then I'm gonna use a different pen color to do my like little dots in between the numbers. Because my temperature is between 60 and 70 on this thermometer. So I'm gonna do 61, 62. So it is 62. For the next one, I know my temperature is between 0, well, negative, these are negatives, but we're not gonna go there, 0 and 10. So my temperature is between 0 and 10, and it seems like this one is going by 2s because I do not see 9, I don't see 8 dashes like 9 dashes in between 0 and 10. So I know that where they're placing it, that they're doubling it. So this one is 2, 4, 6, 8. So this temperature is 8. Oh, and you need to put, when you are writing it, you got to put degrees, a circle up there, and then the F for Fahrenheit. And oh, I'm going to rewrite that 8. That does not look cute. Thank you guys for your patience. I'm going to use I'm just going to, so that's, okay. So I'm gonna try my best to do this. So this one is 8. And then you put a degree, and then you're gonna put Celsius. All right, so we're gonna look at this, it's the same way. These dashes are, this go from 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. So my temperature is between 50 and 60 Celsius. Now I gotta look and see, this seems like we're looking at where they are, the line is that it's halfway. Because the line is halfway, there are 10 spaces, so half of 10 is 5. So our number would be 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So 55 degree Celsius. Okay, so for this one, for number 4, it goes all, we're going all the way down, and it starts at 10, and then this one is 20, and it looks like it's going by, you see all the 10 spaces in between 10 and 20. So this one is 11, 12. So this one will be 12 degrees. Sorry, this is how you say it. This symbol means degrees, the circle that I'm creating. 12 degrees, and then I'll put F for Fahrenheit. So for number 1, you had 62 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Celsius, 55 degrees Celsius, and 12 degrees Fahrenheit. So now for number 5, they actually have already given us they've given us what the thermometer the correct thermometer reads, 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So our goal is to find 43 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to cross out the ones automatically. This one right here, B, is not going to be correct because you got to pay attention. It says Celsius. So this thermometer is measuring Celsius. So that's the first one we cross out. Another thing you can look at is, we know that 43, anything below 43 or below 40, it's going to be incorrect. So this one is incorrect because this is 40. It's definitely below it. This one is incorrect because it's on 40. Our answer is above 40. So our best answer choice would have been C, 43 degrees Celsius. All right, we're moving on, guys. So today we're gonna read about soil erosion. You can go for a walk where you live with an adult and look for evidence of soil erosion. Draw your observations on the soil erosion sheet. So I'm just gonna read this. Soil is a natural resource. A natural resource is a material on earth that is necessary or useful to people. Without soil, most plants could not grow. People and animals would not have food to eat. There will be no wood to build houses or to burn for heat. There will be fewer medicines. Soil is important and should be taken care of. This is images of soil erosion around the tree, soil erosion near a fence, and soil erosion in a park. So these are pictures, photographs, and these are captions at the top. It is also important to prevent soil erosion. Soil erosion is where wind and water move soil away from plants. Often, soil erosion causes plants to die and prevents new plants from growing. Soil erosion can also occur near schools, homes, where people often walk, play. This keeps the grass and other plants from growing. When it rains, these paths become giant mud puddles. So you can go around in your neighborhood and draw a picture, but I know in my neighborhood, because I've been living here for a while, in my neighborhood, there's a place where people actually have made paths by walking. It's a path that they've made walking. So on this path, for my first observation, I have grass on this side, grass on this side, and grass on this side. And then I have this, it's either this color, black, on that side, and that separates what the path is. And then sometimes it gets sandy and it looks like this at times. So that's where people constantly walk. So on this side is grass and that side is grass, and in the middle is where people have created, I guess, a place where grass doesn't really grow that well because they constantly walk on it, and it's hard for grass to grow when it's constantly being trampled on. So that's where people used to walk to their friend's house, or just go to walk to the bus stop. They'll walk through that path. And also you'll find erosion near sidewalks. You may find some erosion near sidewalks where sidewalks were broken. So I drew my first picture. I hope you guys can draw another picture and think about something in your neighborhood that showcases erosion. So that is actually it. This week was actually very quick. So this, I'm at to say this packet review was very quick. So I'm gonna stop my share. And I just wanted to say that I hope you guys have a great summer. I appreciate working with all of third grade. You guys are amazing students, and you're gonna do amazing things in the future. I'm so proud of how you guys have been working virtually, how you guys have been adapting to new situations. That shows that you guys are going to be great and versatile when you get older. You're going to use this experience someday and talk about it. And hopefully we'll grow as a whole district. And I cannot wait to see you guys as fourth graders next year. Please stop by the Third Grade Pod and say hi to all of us. We miss you so much. Have a great summer.